Hello there, my name's Laura Scott and I'm a chef and cookery teacher, and I'm here today at Kilners Grange in Tongham, which is part of David Wilson Home Development. And I'm going to show you a series of Christmas recipes that are really easy to put together, but will give a lovely sort of fun element to your Christmas time. And we're starting with a filo pastry, cranberry and apple mincemeat pie. Very simple to put together. There are very few ingredients you need, but I'll talk you through what you need at the moment. What I've got here are some filo pastry sheets, which I've just cut into rectangles. So they're just like that. I've also got my own mincemeat here, which I've put lots of cranberries and dried apricots into. I've also fried off some chopped apples in a little bit of butter, sugar and cinnamon and combined them. So we've got a mixture of fresh apples and then the traditional style mincemeat. I've also got a little bit of melted butter in a pan, which is going to be what we use to stick the sheets together and to glaze the top of them. The only other thing you'll really need is a baking tray, which I've brushed with some melted butter to stop the pies from sticking. So this recipe starts with a piece of filo pastry. So we've got one sheet of filo pastry here. What I'm going to do is brush this piece of filo with some butter. Now, for the recipe, you're actually going to use 2 sheets of filo. You're going to stick one sheet on top of another one, but you also need to always put some butter in between. That's just to ensure that the sheets stick together when they're baking in the oven. So I've placed my second sheet on the top there, and the next thing you want to do is to take between 2 and 3 teaspoons of your mixture, and we're going to place it horizontally across the filo pastry. You also want to make sure that you're filling the end that's closest to you, because what we're going to do is be rolling these mince pies, so we're going to be rolling them away from ourselves. So start at the top and then just go across so you've got a nice generous filling. But what you also want to do is to avoid filling the mince pies right through to the end, because what we're going to need to do is bring in the sides and then we're going to roll. Now, to ensure again that we know that these mince pies are going to stick and stay stuck together in the oven, you want to grab some more of your melted butter and paint all 4 sides of the mince pies, just to make sure that when you're rolling that the filling stays in place, and also when you're baking that none of the filling escapes. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the sides, and we're going to bring each side into the middle and press it down, just so it forms a nice neat pleat along the sides. So we're going to do the other side, and then we've got the little top area of filo pastry, and we're going to lift that over the filling and press it down once you've rolled it over, and that's going to form the shape of the mince pie. So what we're going to do now is just carry on rolling all the way to the end, and there you end up with your finished mince pie. But the last thing we need to do before we put it into the oven is to give it a really good brushing with some more melted butter. What this does is it gives it a lovely golden finish. When it comes out of the oven, it turns a really lovely golden colour, and also it makes the pastry get a lovely crispy outside, which is what you want, and then you've got the lovely soft filling in the middle. And then we place the mince pies onto the buttered baking sheet, and then we're going to bake them in the oven at 200 degrees between 20 and 30 minutes. I find that after 20 minutes they start to get a lovely golden colour, but you can, if your oven's slow, you might want to continue on to 30 minutes. You can't really overbake them, but you know when they're done, when they've just got that lovely golden sheen and the pastry's really firmed on, got a lovely crisp edge to it. So that's the start of the mince pie. I'm going to go on and pop them into the oven, and then I'll show you how they look when they come out. Here we've got the little individual cranberry, mincemeat and apple filo pies. They're just about ready to go into the oven now. So I've set the oven to 200 degrees. I'm going to put them in for 20 minutes and check them, but they generally take between 20 and 30 minutes. What you'll be looking for is a really golden topping, and they'll look just like they're ready to come out of the oven between 20 and 30 minutes. So I'm going to head them in now and give them a go. So the filo mince pies have been baking now in the oven for 25 minutes. I've had them in at 200 degrees. To tell when they're done, what you're looking for is that really golden topping, and they're also very firm to the touch. They've got a lovely crispy outer shell. So the only thing you need to do now is to pop them down on a work surface, and you need to get yourself a little sieve filled with icing sugar. And the finishing touch is you just want to dust them liberally all over with a nice coating of this icing sugar, just to sweeten them up. And it also makes them look really festive as well.